Hey guys, it's Blue, and before this podcast starts, the Typo podcast now has merch. Go ahead, click the link in the description. Go ahead and get some if you want to. It really mean a lot. And enjoy the podcast. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Typo podcast. Man, has it been a very long time since I've come at you guys with a podcast. As you guys know, or maybe not have known if you're new, if you don't know, this is my podcast channel, my main channel, BlueFierceGaming. You can go ahead, check it out, link below. You can go ahead, check out my main content and all that good stuff. But I was on vacation, so that's why you haven't really seen any podcasts uploaded. Believe me, if I could get lots of new people onto the show and stuff, there would be a lot more people, coming on to the podcast and everything. But has it been a while? So, I went on vacation. I went to Vegas and then a couple other states around there, and it was really fun. So anyways, today I just want to go ahead and update you guys that this podcast has so much great stuff coming up soon. I'm actually partnering up with Mischief Esports, or the team that is they're rebranding, and there's going to be a big podcast coming out soon with many of the members. I'm also one of the members, but there's going to be a huge new podcast coming up with that. I wouldn't say it's going to be part of the podcast series, but I'm teaming up with the team as well. But yeah, pretty much I just want to take this time and just kind of talk to you guys what's been going on, because I've been off for like about 2 weeks. The last podcast I uploaded was with Subtles, but today I just want to take this time to just go ahead, chill and talk to you guys. If you guys are bored right now, you guys can go ahead and listen to this podcast while whatever else you're doing. I'm getting lots of questions about, will this podcast ever be on Spotify or SoundCloud, any of the apps. I've been trying to get these podcasts up on Spotify, because I think Spotify is the biggest podcast area to upload your podcasts, at least. And I think that's what many people use as well. So that's why I've been trying my best to get, all the podcast, or just trying to get, my podcast up on Spotify, because that would honestly be amazing to get that on Spotify. It's really annoying because I know you do have to keep YouTube open when you do listen to any podcast on YouTube, or like pretty much any video, really. But I think that's kind of the point, because you visualize things. It's not like a podcast where you don't have to. But anyways, so let's go ahead, start out with Vegas. I went to Vegas. I saw magic shows there, and then also just wandered around the whole entire city itself. It was amazing. Oops, sorry about that. But let me know if you've ever been to Vegas, guys, because Vegas is one crazy place. I've already done a video about me going to Vegas on my main channel, so maybe some of this will be a little bit like, oh, I've already heard this before, but I just want to go ahead and talk to you guys about this on the podcast. So I went to go see Penn and Teller and Matt Franco, which are two really popular magicians now. Matt Franco won America's Got Talent like 2 years ago. I'm really not for sure, but it was really cool seeing both of them. They're very different magic tricks and all that stuff. So, that was really cool. I got lots of t-shirts as well, when I say lots, I mean like 2 t-shirts. As you can see, these bags back here are my, I guess you can say, touristy apparel that I got there. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, then we went to a road trip. It was a full road trip and everything. So we went hiking and went to national parks. It was honestly a great experience. And then we went to go ahead and meet up with some friends that I haven't seen in a very long time, which was great seeing them, because I don't really get to see them that often. And another thing is that this podcast does have merch. If you're interested, go ahead, check it out, link below. It would really mean a lot if you guys could go ahead and buy some, support the podcast. That'd be awesome. And yeah. So when you're at Vegas, now that was just a little bit of an intermission break, very short. But when you're at Vegas, there are a lot of high key branded stores. I'm talking Louis Vuitton, Gucci, um, Yves Saint Laurent, whatever it's called, Prada, Rolex, all those big brands that everyone should be kind of familiar with. And it is crazy because if you just want to go and shop, regularly, you'd have to go somewhere, pretty low key. Like there's a lot of high end stores there. Um, but yeah, the hotel that we were staying at actually had a really, really good gelato place. I know that's completely random, but it was really good gelato. But uh, yeah, like every single hotel has like its own mall or like pretty much a mall in the hotel. And of course, they have the casinos because, all those people want to go ahead and gamble. And let me just tell you, like, it's terrible when you walk into any of those hotels in Vegas. You get this big whiff of cigar smell, and it is honestly terrible. I don't know about you guys, but like when I breathe that in, like, many times when you're just walking through the hotel trying to get to your room, it like just gets so annoying to breathe that in, and it like irritates me, and it's just terrible. But they want you to gamble, so that's why you have to walk through all the casinos and everything. But yeah, like, again, comment down below if you've ever been to Vegas, because that'd be pretty cool. I don't really think Vegas is that, I mean, it is pretty touristy, but I don't really think that many people go there. I really have no idea. um but yeah, let me know if you've seen any shows there. And yeah. But anyways, while I was at Vegas, I got to go ahead and try, I forget, it's like some sort of Japanese restaurant. It was so good. It was in one of the hotels. I forget the hotel name already. It was so good. Like, I don't know if anyone else out there watching this podcast likes sushi, but sushi is honestly one of my favorite foods. I think it would probably have to be my favorite food, or at least second. But it was so good. I tried like 2 rolls that I've never tried before, and let me just say, they were amazing and just so good. And yeah, so that pretty much wraps up Vegas, and then we just went some hiking at some national parks and all that stuff, and then we went to go ahead and meet up with my friends. But yeah, let me know also. I know I keep on, things just keep on coming into my head. It's been a while since I've recorded a podcast, guys, so I do apologize if it's pretty rusty and all that stuff. But let me know what your favorite like top key brand is. Now I just want to say, I don't have any Thai key brand on me. If you're wondering, like, oh, you probably just like shopped at all those shops and got like, my Gucci flip-flops and all that stuff. No, no, no. It was fun to look around, to just look to see how expensive this stuff can get, like a sweatshirt being like $800. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I'm used to like my regular $40 Nike sweatshirts and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know if you have favorite brands out there, like high-end key brands. I posted on Twitter, like, if you could have any high-end brands, like, clothing thing. People were responding like Gucci belts, Supreme hoodies, and all that stuff. But yeah, I really don't know what mine would be, just because I've never walked into any of those stores before, just because they're so like high-end stores and all that stuff. But I do think some of their stuff is pretty cool, and if I had the money, I would definitely go ahead and get some, because yeah. But yeah, speaking about brands, I wanted to move into more, better brands, cheaper brands, and also really cool brands that I've really been into. So if you do follow me on Twitter, which, if you don't, what the heck are you doing? You should definitely go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I should really put, my social medias off to one of these sides right here, like my personal owns. I'll go ahead and do that in Premiere once we're done, or once I'm done filming this podcast, at least. So I posted on Twitter multiple times about climate change, saving our planet because it is getting destroyed right now by us human beings being so rude to it. But about pretty much all of that stuff, and I've been really into that ever since ever. I mean, I've always been for climate change. I always think that we really do need to do more stuff, and I think people are actually realizing that this has happened. Um, and going into that, I will have a whole entire episode on this podcast about climate change. As you can see, like the Tide Pool podcast, it's not like some random name. I wanted this podcast name to be something around nature. So obviously, Tide Pool podcast. Tide pools are in the ocean and all that stuff. So um, I really don't know how I came up with the tide pool. I felt like I don't really know. Tide pool, like it's kind of a community, lots of organisms are in tide pools. But anyway, going back to the brand. So we already went over all the expensive stuff, but I don't know if anyone out there is familiar with the brand 4Ocean. I'm wearing some of their bracelets right now, which are like great bracelets. What they do is honestly an amazing thing. They've only been around for like 2 years, so they're pretty new. But they go out into the ocean on the coastlines where there's so much trash and tons of polluted, areas and all this stuff. And they every time you purchase one of these bracelets, which first of all, let me just say, it's full recycled products that they use. Nothing is like from animals or anything or whatever. It's all recycled goods, and they make it into a bracelet. And yes, it is a little bit expensive. It is $20, but every single time you do pay, 1 pound of trash gets out from the ocean, which is just an amazing thing. I don't know if any of you guys out there believe in climate change, or what, if you don't, that's what you believe in. If you do, then that's what you believe in too. So yeah, hopefully everyone does. But if you don't, you just don't believe in it. And yeah, or not really climate change, but like kind of how we really do need to focus on our environment more than what we've not been doing. I don't even know what I'm saying. Hopefully this makes sense to half of you guys that are watching. But yeah, also I've been getting into those lower key brands, if you know what I mean, like the lower brands such as 4Ocean. They're not this, no one really knows about them, to be honest. Only a few people in the world probably do know, and what I mean by a few, there's probably a lot of people that know, but it's not like the whole world. Like, I think the whole world, if I would go around and ask, do you know what the store this is, or like Target, I feel like everyone would know what Target is, but they wouldn't know what that is about, like these new companies coming out with this amazing type of stuff. Going along with that, Naturebacks, if you guys are familiar with that, I have bracelets from Naturebacks as well. If you don't know what they are, they're not really the same type thing, but they're all for like, environmental stuff. These are called flip trip bracelets. Pretty much they have a national park on them. This one's Yellowstone. If you've not been there, you put it on black right here. If you've been there, you put it on white. And yeah, but if you haven't been there, you put it on black. And what that means is that one day you will go there, and every single purchase you make with Naturebacks, the funds go to national parks, which I think is great because, save national parks, people. So yeah, that's another really cool brand. I've been really into, getting these types, like supporting these types of companies. I've been getting like t-shirts from like Naturebacks. Their shirts are very comfy. And then I've also just got an ambassador role with another company called Sergenti. I really don't know how to even pronounce the name, so which is really bad since I'm already an ambassador for it. But pretty much another one of those nature companies, making really cool t-shirts. They have really cool things. They have socks, camera straps, tapestries, stickers. I don't think I mention that, but all of that stuff. It's like really cool stuff. They get like cool fabrics from like Bali, Costa Rica, all those cool things. I might be getting the CEO or the founder of that company on here for a podcast. So that would be really cool. I've been really wanting to get a podcast about climate change, or like just trying to save the environment more on this podcast as well. But yeah, there's been so many new companies that I've been really looking at, not trying to get a role, but like buying their products because they support, wildlife and all that stuff. And yeah, there's one of the companies is called like Wholesome Clothes or whatever. I really don't know. Or like it's all for like saving the bees. Like if you purchase something, it'll go back to just saving the bees and everything like that. So yeah, it's really cool. I really love those brands and what they do to help out Earth and everything. And hopefully maybe you guys can go ahead and check out these companies, because these companies are really, really cool. And no, I'm not sponsored by any of these. I'm just telling you that they're really cool things, and some of their stuff is actually really cool, even if you just want to get it for fun or whatever. But yeah, I think the meaning behind every single one of those companies are, good to know. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. What I wanting to talk about with brands. I feel pretty good about that. But yeah. Anyways, story time coming out soon on my main channel about something really funny that has happened to my friend and I when we went on vacation, or when we met up on my vacation. It involves, I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to go ahead and find out once you do watch the video. But anyways, this is going to be the end of a shorter podcast here. First solo podcast that you guys see. If you guys do like these, just me talking about random things, I just want to share stuff with you guys. But if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like, support the podcast and everything. Go buy the merch, really would mean a lot. I think I'll probably mention that in the first part of the video. But yeah, it would really mean a lot. But if you don't want to, that's totally okay. And make sure to go ahead, check out my main channel and my main Twitter, and subscribe to my main channel as well, and put on those post notifications. Anyways, guys, that is the end of this podcast. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye, guys.